So you just bought the $1,600 studio display and you want your monitor to simply just go like this, height adjustment. We got a few cheap options. Let's talk about it. So you're the proud owner of the $1,600 Mac Studio display. You get it back, and to your horror, you understand that for $1,600, your monitor can't go up and down, right? So you need to add that stand, and that stand costs $400. Now, I was beat up before. I don't want to say too much about it. You know, I think a lot of people think I'm like insulting their kids or something when I talk about Apple products. But $1,600 for a monitor is very expensive, number one. And a lot of people even, you know, I mean, a lot of the big YouTubers are even saying it's not the best deal right now for that monitor. Some people like it. I mean, you know, if you can afford it, no big deal. It's not a big deal. That's not what I'm here for. But the actual stand being an additional $400 is a little crazy to me. So you buy that standard stand, and then you don't want to spend $400. You don't want to spend $2,000 on the monitor. So what you want to do? Look for a cheaper option, and I'm going to go through that. So in this video, just setting it up really quickly, don't beat me up over it, right? I mean, a lot of people beat me up on one of my other videos for recommending a 2020 iMac. They would think I recommended a 486 or something, but you get the idea. This is just for people that don't have the money to buy that extra stand while you're buying the monitor. But anyways, you want to spend just a little bit so your monitor can be height adjusted. This is what this video is all about. It's not going to be life-changing, or, you know, I'm going to show you just things I'm going to share my screen and just show you a bunch of things on Amazon. You can go find them yourself, but I'm just going to put them all together for you so you can see them one by one. I have like 20 different things or something. So sit back and relax. I'm going to show you how to make your Mac Studio monitor go like this for probably like under $50, except for the first one. And it's going to be cheap. Maybe not the best solution, but it's going to be definitely a solution instead of spending $400. Let's get into it. All right, as I go through these things, stay with me here, because the last ones are going to be the most important. I'm just going to whiz through the first couple ones. They're going to be obvious choices, but then at the end, they're going to be ones that are worth watching because they're going to be good values for a couple like 30, 40 bucks. So the very first one though, I got to get the elephant out of the room. A self-rising desk. Check out over here. So this is a self-rising desk over here. It's $259. Funny, it's cheaper than the actual Apple stand on the monitor. You can get the whole desk that goes up and down automatically, right? So you can buy one of these self-rising desks. $259. You can see it's white colored here. That's the easiest solution. So you can sit down, just raise up and down your desk, and then your monitor goes up a couple inches. Case closed, solved the issue, right? That's the obvious one, cheaper than the stand. Now, the thing about the stand here is the standard stand that it comes with, the one that doesn't go up and down, and I'm going to share my screen here. This is what it looks just like this over here. And if we kind of scroll down to the bottom here, you're going to see that it's 6.6 inches. See right there? 6.6 inches in depth. So you got to get a stand that can fit this stand on top of it. So we're going to look at some of the easy options first, but make sure you understand that's kind of the dimensions of this stand that this Apple monitor is going to be on. So if we go back over here, obviously, these are going to be, I'm going to rifle through these really quickly, but the first one here is $20. It's an aluminum stand, right? The issue with this is you got to always check if you want something this simple, just to raise it up a couple inches. You can't adjust it, but you can get it up a little bit higher. These are what these stands are for. So if you kind of scroll down, the things you want to check out on these stands again are the dimensions of what they are. It's going to give you down here 2.4 inches in height, not much, but it's usually enough. And it's going to say it's 8.7 inches in width, or the depth. So that 8.7 can fit that 6.6 or whatever it was. So this is going to work fine. So you can see this is $20. I'll have this in the description. As we go down I'm just going to go from cheapest. You get into a little bit better quality here. $34 for this one right here. Very similar, obviously, in nature. The next one here, very similar again. Saatchi, this is basically a company that's got quality products. Now we're up to $40 for this one. Just all aluminum stand. And again, this is going to only give you that 2.5 to 3 inches of kind of increasing of height. And that's not always going to be perfect for everyone. So we're going to get into adjustable ones in a second. But as we go down the list, here's one actually, well, this is the most expensive one I could find. It's by Vaydeer. They make good stuff too. I did a mouse pad in them. So check them out. But I mean, you know, eventually, actually, let me see if this is the one I wanted to show you first. So this one here. So if you look over here, this is about $119. Go ahead, and if you're going to get a stand anyway, you might as well get something like this. It's going to have ports in the front that actually give you additional ports, but even more so, it's going to allow you to put in an M.2 and a 2.5 SSD, 2.5 inch SSD drive SATA in here, and you can have additional storage built right into the stand. Perfect solution, right? But again, you're limited to that height. So as we keep going down the list, You can buy other stands. This is one of the cheapest options. It says it's aluminum. It says it's got basically 3 different height adjustments. If I go in here, let me click here. This is an aluminum stand. It's very simple, but you see it says it's 3.9 inches, 4.7, 5.5 inches. You can see the diagram right there. So it's just basically a piece of metal. You throw the actual monitor on that thing, and you can go up to 3 different height settings. Again, it's not perfect. You can't adjust it perfectly, but for $16 versus $400, you might be able to live with it, right? So as we go down the list, these are the ones that I'm going to want to talk about. So the next one here, this one's going to be $29.99. This is probably the cheapest quality one, but this is the kind of stand that you're looking for. These are going to basically be a monitor stand. It says adjustable height aluminum alloy, so it is aluminum. You can see over here that it basically allows you, let's go in here, it allows you to throw your monitor on top of that, and you can then basically height adjust it up and down to whatever height you'd want. Very simple. Again, this one's not the most expensive, so it says it can hold up to 22 pounds, which I believe is enough for that monitor. I think the monitor is like 8 or 9 pounds, so you should be fine there. The width is correct. That's a very inexpensive solution. As we go down the list here, though, we can get to some little better ones. This next one's 32 bucks, right? This one actually has a little pad on it that actually is rubberized so that it won't slip off. You can always add your own to the other ones. This is a good addition. Again, here's a good picture of it. I'll go ahead and just show you guys the picture. Put the stand monitor right on there, and then it basically is on a little, whatever that's called, a cam or something that can actually move it up and down. So another good option. This one is by Vivo. They make hubs and stuff, so that's a good company as well. As we go on the list, we want to get better quality. So I guess this is the second to last best quality, but this one's about 40 bucks. And you can see in here, it's kind of milled better aluminum, a little bit thicker. You kind of screw it up and down, and it'll move up and down a few inches. As you see in here, it says that it's going to give you, let's go ahead and click on this if it actually comes in here, 4.5 inches of riser up to 6.3 inches, so you get a little bit more height adjustment there. Better quality metal, again, heavier grade, and it fits the monitor perfectly. I checked all these out. It has that 6.6 clearance on it. So these are all different options. And then finally, the one that's the most expensive is $42.99. This is Nilkin. I've never heard of them before, but they're, I'm assuming it's a little bit better quality. You just never know. Reviews on these are all really good. But you can see what they're basically just telling you. You can rise this up. Picture the aluminum on aluminum. It should look better than this. And it's just a really simple process to get this done for the money. And then finally, the last one or two that I wanted to show you is, this is a black one. Obviously, you can see here, it's the same thing, 34 bucks. If you'd rather have black color, maybe you have other monitors or something, or maybe you just like the black since it's got a black bezel. Here's another option for you right here. I'll have this in the description. But finally, this last thing is kind of cool. So this is what they call a 360 rotation disc. So you can actually add one of this disc here, to the actual monitor square stand, put your monitor on top of that, and then you can shift the monitor and move it up and down, right? That's an additional 22 bucks. So you're talking, if you go with the other model, 30, like 50 bucks, you can have a monitor that moves this way and moves this way and then finally moves this way, which is what's built into that $1,600 monitor. Again, not perfect, right? People, they beat me up a lot. I did a video recently. It was hilarious. I did a video on just recommending a 2020 iMac, which is going to be better for about 90% of people. Nobody would ever use that much power. A couple years ago, people said it was incredible. It's got its own graphics card. Nowadays, people wanted to beat me up thinking that it was like, a Model T Ford versus a Porsche or something. And again, I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of slack with this too. I understand that people, if they don't want this, if they want the actual, to spend the $1,900, they have the money, and they want it to look perfect. Everyone's different. Go ahead, by all means, do it. Throw your money at Apple. But if you want some kind of a solution that's more just because you want to get a solution down that's not going to break the bank, these are some good options for you. Again, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you some options. That's what my channel is all about. And I hope everyone likes these videos. It's just something to sit back and relax. You can always find these things yourself. I just like to find them. Makes me interested just to go out and look for stuff like this. So hopefully subscribe. I'll talk to everybody soon. Don't beat me up too much again. We'll talk to you in the next video. Peace.